Good morning, students. Chapter 4, Principles of Inheritance and Variation. In the last class, we have seen about the RH factor and the genetic control of RH factor. And in today's class, we are going to see about the incompatibility of RH factor. That means mismatch of blood group. That is mismatch of positive and negative blood group, which results in a condition or a disease called as erythroblastosis fetalis. That only we are going to discuss today. And we have seen that if the person RBC contains D antigen, he is called as RH positive person, and if the person RBC does not contain D antigen means he is RH negative person. So this is only we have seen in the last class. And we also seen or discussed that there is no naturally occurring anti-D antibodies against the RH antigen. But when the RH negative person receives blood from a RH positive person, at that time only the anti-D antibodies are produced. On the other hand, when a RH positive person receives RH negative blood, no effect is seen. So in this class, we are going to discuss about the incompatibility, that is mismatch of RH positive and RH negative blood group. So we'll see an example. If the mother is RH negative and if the father is RH positive, or we can say when a RH negative woman married to a RH positive man, if the woman become pregnant, the fetus may be RH positive. So this RH positive of the fetus may be inherited from the father. So the fetus may be RH positive, having inherited the factor from the father. Till 9 months of pregnancy, there is no issue. But at the end of pregnancy, there may be damage of blood vessels. So at the time of parturition or at the time of delivery, what will happen means the blood vessels will be damaged. At that time, the mother's immune system recognizes the RH antigens and gets sensitized. So till 9 months there is no issue if the fetus is RH positive and the mother is RH negative. So no issues till the 9 month. But at the end of pregnancy, that is at the time of delivery, what will happen means the blood vessels will be damaged. That is due to damage of blood vessels during childbirth. Some of the fetus cells may enter into the mother body. So some of the fetal blood will enter into the mother's body. So the mother's immune system recognizes the RH antigens and get sensitized. The sensitized mother, that means the fetal blood enters into the mother's blood. So the mother blood sensitized. So the sensitized mother produces RH antibodies. So when the mother blood is sensitized with the RH antigen of the fetus, the mother's body produces Rh antibodies. The antibodies belong to IgG type. So the antibodies are IgG type and they are small and can cross the placenta. So these antibodies are very small in size so that they can cross the placental barrier and enter the fetal circulation. But by the time the mothers get sensitized and produce anti-D antibodies, the child is delivered. So, at the time of the mother to produce the anti-D antibodies, the child is delivered. So, there is no issue or problem. So, this condition does not affect the first pregnancy. So, because the child is delivered safely, so there is no issue, but the issue starts in the second pregnancy of the mother. So, usually no effects or no problems are associated with the exposure of the mother to the Rh positive antigen during the first childbirth, because the child is delivered before the mother's D antibodies enter into the fetal circulation. The fetus is delivered, so there is no issue. But for the second time, if the mother gets pregnant, that is called subsequent Rh positive children. For example, the mother gets pregnant for the second time, and if the fetus is Rh positive, so for the second time also, if the fetus is Rh positive, which is carried out by the same mother, may be exposed to the antibodies produced by the mother against Rh antigen, which are carried across the placenta into the fetal blood circulation. During the first pregnancy, the mother's body sensitize and produce, before the mother's body sensitize and start producing that is anti-D antibodies, the fetus is delivered, so there is no issue. But in between, for example, in between the first pregnancy and the second pregnancy, there will be minimum 1 year gap. So in that period of time, the mother's body start producing more anti-D antibodies, because during the first pregnancy, that time only the mother body sensitizes the Rh antigen, so it produces slowly the anti-D antibodies, and after that it start producing more anti-D antibodies. If she is pregnant for the second time and if the fetus is Rh positive, the Rh-D antibodies of the mother may enter the fetal circulation, and here only the issue starts. So because the anti-D antibodies are very small in size and they can cross the placental barrier and enter into the fetal circulation. So when it enters the fetal circulation, it causes hemolysis of fetal RBC. That is, it will start, this anti-D antibodies will start destroying the fetal RBC, because this anti-D antibodies, they consider the Rh antigen of the fetus as a foreign substance and start destroying the RBCs of the fetus, and that condition is called as hemolysis. That means destruction of RBC of the fetus, resulting in hemolytic jaundice. So it results in the hemolytic jaundice and anemia. This condition is known as erythroblastosis fetalis. So the condition is known as, or the name of the disease is erythroblastosis fetalis. Erythroblastosis means destruction of RBC. Fetalis means of the fetus, or it is otherwise called as hemolytic disease of the newborn, that is HDN. How to prevent this condition? That is prevention of erythroblastosis fetalis. If the mother is Rh negative and the fetus is Rh positive, then the mother should be administered anti-D antibodies. So when this anti-D antibodies should be administered to the mother means at the 28th and 34th week of pregnancy as a prophylactic measure, that means preventive measures. So how to prevent this condition erythroblastosis fetalis means, if the mother is Rh positive and the fetus is if the mother is Rh negative and the fetus is Rh positive means, then the mother should be administered anti-D antibodies at the 28th and 34th week of pregnancy as a preventive measure. So on the other side, if the Rh negative mother delivers the Rh positive, for example, if the preventive measure is not taken and the Rh negative mother delivers the Rh positive child means, then anti-D antibodies should be administered to the mother soon after the delivery. Okay, either this anti-D antibodies should be administered at the 28th and 30th week of pregnancy. Otherwise, it should be administered soon after the delivery. Why they are administering the anti-D antibodies means, this will develop the passive immunity. So what do you mean by active and passive immunity? Active immunity means, if the mother sensitizes the Rh antigen and it started producing the antibodies, it is called as active immunity. But here the anti-D antibodies are taken from some other person and they are administering into the mother's body. So they are passively, it is a passive immunity because this anti-D antibodies are taken from some other and they are administering to the mother. And it prevents the formation of anti-D antibodies in the mother's blood by destroying the Rh fetal RBC before the mother's immune system is sensitized. So why they are administering the mother the anti-D antibodies means, here the administered anti-D antibodies will start to destroy the few cells, that is the few RBC cells of the fetus which are entering into the mother's body. That is, before the mother sensitizes the fetus blood, this anti-D antibodies will start destroying the fetal RBC, so that the mother's body will not sensitize those fetal cells and start producing the anti-D antibodies. So this is the prevention of erythroblastosis fetalis, and this has to be done whenever an Rh negative mother attains pregnancy. So it is not only for one or two child. Whenever a Rh negative mother gets pregnant, this preventive measure should be taken. Okay students, till this we conclude our topic. I think you all clear about the topic, and in the next class we will see the another one topic. Thank you.